High blood pressure is a dangerous condition that often hides in plain sight. It doesn't cause pain, it doesn't show obvious signs, and for many older adults, it gradually develops without notice until something serious like a stroke or heart attack brings it to light. What makes it even more concerning is how easy it is to miss the daily habits that silently contribute to it. Every single day, the food you eat, how much you move, and how you deal with stress all play a much bigger role in your blood pressure than you might expect. The surprising part is that many people over 50 are doing everything they believe is right. They take their medications, go to regular checkups, and try to stay physically active. Yet, hidden in their daily routines are small, unnoticed habits that slowly raise their blood pressure or interfere with treatment. These habits may seem harmless on the surface, but over time they put increasing strain on the heart, the brain, and the entire circulatory system. And unless someone identifies them, they continue unchecked, making things worse without you even realizing it. That's the purpose of this video. Not to overwhelm you with medical language or make you feel guilty, but to provide clarity, to highlight the most common mistakes people make when it comes to managing blood pressure and offer clear, realistic solutions that actually work. Whether you've been dealing with hypertension for years or you're just starting to monitor your numbers, this guide is meant to help you take back control of your health in a way that feels manageable, motivating, and practical. Because managing blood pressure isn't just about tracking numbers, it's about keeping your body active, your mind sharp, your sleep restful, and your life full of energy, and it starts with understanding what to avoid and what steps to take instead. Now let's take a look at the first BLs. Blood pressure mistake, and start building a stronger, more balanced path toward better heart health, one smart habit at a time. Mistake number 1. Not taking your blood pressure medication properly. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most common and risky errors people over 50 tend to make. Managing high blood pressure usually begins with a prescription. And yes, those medications are highly effective, but only if they're taken the right way, every day. Unfortunately, a lot of people skip doses, take their pills at inconsistent times, or stop the medication completely without speaking to their doctor first. It may feel harmless in the moment, but these small lapses can lead to serious consequences down the line. Why does this happen so often? Sometimes it's forgetfulness. Other times, people feel fine and assume they don't need the medicine anymore. Some are concerned about side effects. Others dislike relying on pills, and in many cases, people stretch out their supply by splitting doses or skipping days to save money. All of these are understandable, but they can be dangerous. These irregular habits can cause your blood pressure to swing unpredictably, and when that happens, your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels pay the price. The problem is, high blood pressure rarely shows symptoms. So most people don't realize there's an issue until something serious, like a stroke or heart failure, forces them to take notice. It's important to know that these medications aren't designed to make you feel better in the moment. That can make it easy to forget how important they are. But behind the scenes, they're doing critical work, reducing the strain on your heart, protecting your arteries, and lowering your long-term health risks. The upside? This is a mistake you can completely avoid. The first and most powerful step is to build a solid routine. Take your medication at the same time every day. Use reminders, pill organizers, phone alarms, even a checklist to stay on track. If you ever miss a dose, guess what to do. Always contact your doctor first. Doubling up can be just as risky as missing it altogether. And if side effects are bothering you, don't just stop taking the medication. Talk to your doctor. There are often other options, different drugs, lower doses, or combinations that work better for your body. Here's something else to remember. Just because your blood pressure looks normal doesn't mean you're cured. More often than not, that normal reading is proof the medication is working. Stopping it too soon could cause your numbers to spike again, without you even feeling it. Worried about cost? You're not alone. Many people cut back on medication because of financial pressure, but there are solutions. Generic alternatives, pharmacy discounts, and prescription assistance programs can help make treatment affordable. All it takes is starting the conversation. In the end, managing your blood pressure is a long-term effort, but staying consistent with your medication gives you more energy, better stability, and the confidence that you're doing what's right for your heart. It all comes down to small, steady actions, one pill, one day, one smart choice at a time. Your health depends on it, and so does your future. Mistake number 2, unknowingly consuming excess sodium. You might think you're playing it safe by skipping the salt shaker, but the real danger often comes from places you wouldn't expect. The majority of sodium in the average person's diet, especially among older adults, doesn't come from added table salt. It's already built into the everyday foods we rely on. That's why one of the most overlooked risks in managing high blood pressure is underestimating how much hidden salt you're actually eating. Sodium plays a major role in raising blood pressure. It causes the body to hold on to extra fluid, which increases the amount of blood in your circulatory system. That added volume places more strain on your artery walls, forcing your heart to work harder. Over time, this added stress can lead to serious complications such as heart attacks, strokes, and kidney problems. Because these effects develop silently, it's easy to ignore the issue or simply forget where sodium is coming from. But it's everywhere. Packaged snacks, canned soups, sauces, frozen meals, processed meats, breads, salad dressings, even some products marketed as healthy or low-fat. Salt is used not just to enhance taste, but to help food last longer on store shelves. That means foods you eat every day, sometimes even the ones labeled as heart-friendly or diet options, could be quietly contributing to higher blood pressure. And when these types of products become routine choices, sodium levels can creep up without you realizing it. This problem becomes even more important with age. As we grow older, our kidneys don't filter sodium as efficiently, and our bodies become more sensitive to its effects. So even a moderate amount of salt can raise blood pressure significantly and trigger other issues such as fluid buildup in the legs or worsening heart conditions. The best way to start addressing this problem is through awareness. Begin checking nutrition labels carefully, not just for calories or fat, but for sodium content. You might be surprised by what you find. For example, one serving of canned soup can easily deliver over half your recommended daily sodium. Even foods like breakfast cereal or bread can contribute more salt than you'd expect. Look for terms like low sodium on packaging, which typically means 140 milligrams or less per serving. Also seek out versions labeled no salt added when possible. There are also a number of simple changes that can reduce your sodium intake without sacrificing flavor. Rinse canned vegetables and beans under water to remove extra salt. Opt for fresh or frozen produce that comes without sauces. Preparing more meals at home is another powerful step. You get to decide what goes into your food. Instead of reaching for the salt, experiment with herbs, garlic, pepper, citrus, or vinegar to boost flavor. These alternatives not only bring meals to life, but help protect your heart at the same time. If you've been used to salty foods for years, the change might feel bland at first, but your taste buds adjust. Over time, natural flavors will become more noticeable, and overly salted foods may start to taste overwhelming or unpleasant. Cutting back on sodium isn't about giving up taste. It's about choosing meals that support your health, help keep your blood pressure steady, and give you more energy and clarity in everyday life. Each bite is a chance to move toward better balance, and every food choice can become a powerful tool for protecting your long-term well-being. Mistake number 3 is skipping regular blood pressure checks. One of the most misleading things about high blood pressure is that you usually can't feel it. Most of the time, it causes no discomfort, no warning signs. You can feel perfectly fine while your blood pressure slowly climbs to a dangerous level. This is exactly why many older adults make the mistake of only checking their numbers during annual doctor visits. That may seem like enough, but it leaves too much room for silent changes to go unnoticed. Blood pressure isn't a fixed number. It shifts throughout the day based on factors like stress, diet, sleep, physical activity, and even your emotions. A reading taken once a year, or even once every few months, can't capture those fluctuations. In fact, the reading you get at the clinic might not reflect your normal blood pressure at all. It might be unusually high because you're nervous, or unusually low because you're having a calm day. That's where home monitoring becomes a game changer. Keeping track of your blood pressure at home allows you to see trends over time, and that information can make all the difference. Without regular readings, important signals get missed. Maybe your medication isn't controlling your blood pressure as well as it used to. Maybe a change in your routine is throwing things off. Maybe a new supplement is interfering with your treatment. Without data, you're left to guess. And when it comes to your heart, guessing is a risk you can't afford. The good news is that monitoring your blood pressure at home is simple, accessible, and incredibly effective. With today's user-friendly devices, you don't need medical experience or special tools. Many home monitors are designed for ease of use, with clear displays and memory functions that store your past readings. What matters most is making it part of your routine. Choose a consistent time each day, such as in the morning before breakfast or in the evening before bed. Sit quietly for a few minutes before measuring. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Rest your arm on a table at heart level and avoid speaking during the check. By following the same process each time, you build a reliable picture of how your blood pressure behaves day to day. Write your results down or use a tracking app and bring your records to your medical appointments. These logs give your doctor a better view of your condition and help guide smarter treatment decisions. Some people avoid monitoring out of fear. They worry that seeing a high number will only cause more stress. But ignoring your blood pressure doesn't prevent problems. It only gives them more time to grow without intervention. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's the key to prevention. Checking your blood pressure isn't just another task to check off. It's a meaningful way to stay connected to your health. When done regularly and calmly, it becomes a habit that supports better outcomes and a more confident approach to your well-being. Start treating it as part of your daily rhythm. Make it second nature, because when it comes to protecting your future, few habits are as impactful as simply paying attention. Mistake number 4 is overlooking the impact of stress. While many people focus on diet and exercise when it comes to controlling blood pressure, chronic stress is often the hidden factor that quietly causes long-term damage. And for older adults, letting stress build up without addressing it can lead to more than just bad moods or sleepless nights. It steadily raises blood pressure, sometimes without you even noticing. Stress isn't just a feeling, it's a physical process that affects the entire body. When you're under pressure, your nervous system triggers what's known as the fight-or-flight response. This releases hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which temporarily increase heart rate and narrow your blood vessels. In small doses, this response is normal, but when stress becomes constant, day in and day out, your body stays in that heightened state. That means your blood vessels remain tight. Your heart continues working harder than it should. Over time, this repeated strain can damage the circulatory system in ways that medication alone may not be able to reverse. One of the challenges with stress is that it often goes unnoticed. It doesn't always appear as panic attacks or emotional breakdowns. Sometimes it hides in the background, in stiff shoulders, a heavy chest, disrupted sleep, or just a general sense of unease. And because many people were raised to stay tough and carry on, those signs often get ignored or pushed aside. But avoiding stress doesn't make it disappear, it simply allows it to take a deeper toll. Energy fades, patience wears thin, and blood pressure continues to creep up without clear warning signs. The encouraging part is that managing stress doesn't require big life changes or expensive tools. It starts with simple, consistent actions that help bring the body back to a more balanced state. Deep breathing can calm the heart and open up to blood vessels. Light movement, whether that's a short walk, stretching, or gentle yoga, can reduce muscle tension and improve mood. Other effective ways to release stress include spending quiet time outside, listening to calming music, writing in a journal, praying, or practicing gratitude. Even having an honest conversation with someone you trust can ease mental pressure and shift your emotional state. The important thing is to make stress relief part of your daily routine, not just something you turn to when you're already overwhelmed. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait for pain to start caring for your gums. You do it regularly to keep issues from starting in the first place. And if stress has been a part of your life for years, go easy on yourself. This isn't about self-blame. It's about realizing where things can improve and beginning with small, manageable steps. You don't have to make huge changes overnight. Just start by creating space for rest, calm, and reflection. Your body will notice. Blood pressure may begin to settle. Sleep can become more restful. Digestion may improve. And most importantly, your sense of control and peace can return. Stress might be invisible, but its effects are real, and so is your ability to manage it. Start small. A quiet moment, a deep breath, a walk through fresh air. Each one brings you closer to balance. Mistake number 5 is underestimating the danger of being inactive. When it comes to high blood pressure, what you choose not to do can have just as much impact as the steps you take to improve your health. One of the most common and underestimated habits among older adults is staying still for too long, assuming that rest is always helpful. While rest is important in moderation, a lack of physical movement can slowly increase your blood pressure. It forces your heart to work harder and puts more strain on your arteries. Regular activity, even in small amounts, strengthens the heart. And a strong heart doesn't need to exert as much effort to pump blood, which helps reduce pressure inside the blood vessels. In addition to that, staying active helps improve circulation, supports a healthy weight, reduces inflammation, and lowers stress, all of which are essential for maintaining stable blood pressure. But when movement fades from your daily life, the body responds. Muscles weaken, blood flow slows, and the pressure inside your arteries begins to rise. Many seniors don't avoid exercise because of laziness, but because of hesitation. Joint discomfort, tiredness, or fear of falling can make even light exercise seem out of reach. The good news is that staying active doesn't have to be exhausting or risky. Simple movement, done regularly, can make a big difference. A walk around the neighborhood, stretching in the living room, or seated exercises during a TV show are all ways to keep your blood circulating and your heart engaged. One of the easiest ways to get started is to reduce the amount of time you spend sitting. If you've been reading, watching TV, or using the computer for a long stretch, try to stand up every 30 to 60 minutes, move around the house for a minute or two, march in place, walk to another room, or stretch your arms and legs. These small movements break up long periods of sitting, which can otherwise lead to stiffened arteries and increased blood pressure. What makes the biggest difference is building consistency. Regular movement sends a powerful signal to your body. It tells your heart and brain that you are staying active, staying engaged, and staying strong. And over time, that message translates into real physical benefits. It also helps to find activities that bring you joy. That might be dancing to your favorite music, working in the garden, joining a water aerobics class, or simply stretching with the morning sunlight. When exercise feels enjoyable rather than exhausting, it's much easier to stick with it. And once it becomes part of your routine, your body will begin to respond in positive ways. If you're unsure how to begin, ask your doctor or a physical therapist for guidance. They can recommend movements that match your current level of fitness and help you avoid injury. This isn't about intense workouts or athletic goals. It's about maintaining your independence, improving balance, and giving your heart the support it needs to keep going strong. Being inactive might feel harmless, but over time it adds unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system. Movement is a powerful form of medicine, and every step, every stretch, every small effort adds up to better health, better energy, and a more confident you. Mistake number 6 is relying too heavily on caffeine or alcohol. For many people, a morning coffee or an evening glass of wine is a comforting routine, and in moderation, those small pleasures can fit into a balanced lifestyle. But when you're managing high blood pressure, consuming too much of either can quietly work against you. These beverages often feel harmless in the moment, but over time, they can elevate blood pressure, disrupt medication effectiveness, and create new challenges for your heart health. Let's start with caffeine. Found in coffee, tea, energy drinks, soda, and even chocolate, caffeine is a stimulant. It temporarily narrows your blood vessels and increases your heart rate, both of which can raise blood pressure. For some people, the impact is minimal. For others, especially those who already have hypertension or are sensitive to stimulants, caffeine can cause significant and lasting spikes. The tricky part is that reactions vary widely. One person may have a cup of coffee every morning with no problems, while another might see their numbers climb sharply after just one cup. And because the symptoms aren't always obvious, it's easy to miss the connection. If you consume caffeine regularly, try monitoring how your body reacts. Take your blood pressure before and after your usual drink and notice any patterns. If your readings go up or if you experience symptoms like a rapid heartbeat, headaches, or nervous energy, consider cutting back or switching to decaf. You don't have to give up your favorite habits entirely, just adjust them in a way that supports your heart. Alcohol brings its own set of issues. A small amount might help you unwind, but in larger or more frequent doses, alcohol can raise blood pressure, disrupt medications, and contribute to other health concerns like poor sleep, weight gain, and dehydration. It can also increase stress, which only adds to the problem. As we age, our bodies process alcohol more slowly, which means its effects last longer and hit harder. Even moderate drinking can interfere with blood pressure medicine, increasing the risk of side effects like dizziness, confusion, and liver strain. And since many seniors take multiple medications, alcohol can create dangerous interactions without warning. The encouraging part is that even small changes can lead to noticeable improvements. Cutting down on caffeine and alcohol may help lower your blood pressure, improve your sleep, boost your energy, and support better focus throughout the day. In some cases, reducing these substances can even lessen the need for certain medications, and giving them up doesn't mean losing enjoyment. There are plenty of heart-friendly alternatives to explore. Try caffeine-free herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint, sip warm lemon water, or create your own flavored sparkling water with slices of fruit and fresh herbs. These kinds of swaps offer the same sense of comfort and routine, without the unwanted effects. In the end, it's not about strict restrictions. It's about making informed, thoughtful choices that help you feel better and stay healthier. When you understand how caffeine and alcohol affect your body, you gain the power to choose what's best for you. Your heart doesn't need perfection. It just needs consistency, care, and attention. And every choice you make toward better balance brings you closer to a healthier, more energized version of yourself. Mistake number 7 is staying silent when it matters most. Managing high blood pressure isn't just about what you eat or the medicine you take. It also depends heavily on the support system around you, and at the center of that system is your doctor or healthcare team. Yet many seniors fall into the habit of limited communication. They renew prescriptions, show up for yearly checkups, and assume everything is fine unless something drastic happens. But blood pressure doesn't stay the same. It changes with your daily life, your stress levels, your sleep, what you eat, how active you are, and even the time of year. If your provider isn't aware of how you're really feeling day to day, they don't have the full picture, and that can lead to missed signs, delays in adjusting treatment, or decisions based on incomplete information. Sometimes, the silence isn't intentional. People hold back because they don't want to complain or feel like they're making a fuss. Others don't mention new symptoms or concerns because they think they're minor or unrelated. But even small details can matter, like a new supplement, a dizzy spell, changes in sleep, or a feeling of unease you can't quite explain. Medication side effects, in particular, are often underreported. Some people stop taking their pills because of how they feel, but never say a word about it. That choice can raise blood pressure and increase the risk of serious complications. Often, all it takes is a simple conversation to find a better option or a small adjustment that makes treatment more manageable. Sharing your home blood pressure readings is also key. Don't just bring in a single number. Keep a log and share the full trend. That helps your provider understand how your body is responding over time, not just during an office visit. And if your numbers are bouncing up and down, your provider can help figure out what's causing the swings. Don't forget that your mental health matters too. Feelings of stress, anxiety, isolation, or depression can all raise blood pressure. And your care team may be able to connect you with resources, whether that's counseling, group support, or community programs. If getting to the clinic is difficult, ask about virtual appointments. Many practices now offer telehealth, making it easier to stay connected without leaving your home. The key to all of this is honesty. You don't need long conversations, just open, clear ones. Your doctor isn't there to judge you. They're there to guide you. And when something doesn't feel right, you don't have to wait until your next appointment to say something. A phone call, a message, or a note in your health app can make all the difference. High blood pressure isn't something to manage alone. It's a team effort. And keeping that communication going is one of the most powerful ways to stay safe, stay supported, and stay on track. Now that you've learned the 7 most common blood pressure mistakes, you also know how to avoid them. Whether it's sticking with your medication, reducing sodium, moving more often, keeping stress in check, monitoring your numbers, cutting back on caffeine and alcohol, or keeping your doctor in the loop, these are all realistic steps that can create lasting change. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Just start with one thing. Maybe it's taking your medication on time. Maybe it's switching to a lower sodium snack. Maybe it's setting aside a few minutes to stretch or breathe deeply. Or maybe it's finally asking your doctor about that symptom you've been brushing off. Whatever step you take, know that it matters. Each small action builds towards something bigger, a stronger heart, better energy, and a steadier, healthier you. If this guide helped you feel more confident about your health, be sure to like the video, subscribe to HealthBee, and share it with someone who could benefit. Because when we lift each other up with knowledge and support, we all grow stronger, one heartbeat at a time.